Drafting is a major aspect of drawing. Even though they may be considered outdated, they are still very important technically and as some sort of art. To draft accurately, you must have a mechanical pencil with a lead sleeve of around 4mm, as well as being able to keep track of what hardness of lead you are using. This is the rOtring 600, arguably one of the most iconic and best-selling drafting mechanical pencils out there, and today I'll give you a full review of this pencil as well as compare it to other popular drafting mechanical pencils. Here is the full video construction. I would advise you to stick around all the way to the end because I will be covering a lot of tiny details. rOtring is a company based in Germany, and its first pen was the Tiku, and it was known as the best needlepoint pen, creating interest in the brand. Years later, in 1979, the Tiki, rOtring's first ever mechanical pencil, was released, and it featured the now iconic 4mm lead sleeve, leaving its mark in the mechanical pencil scene. In 1989, the rOtring 600 was released, made specifically for designers to create the most precise draft with minimal distractions and effort. After releasing the 800 series and the Rapid Pro, the timeline stops at 2024. These pens are for another day's story. If you want to see them in the future, make sure to hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell. The normal color of the 600 is black, but I have the Loft limited edition, yellow. Other color options are silver, camouflage green, iron blue, and madder red. In Japan, rOtring collaborates with other major stationery companies to create tons of different limited edition colors, such as the panda colors of Itoya and the yellow one that I have. I'm considering purchasing the other colors in the future, but the relatively high price tag of $30 makes me think otherwise. The specs of the pen are as shown. Now that we have gone over the more boring side of this pen, let's take a look at the design. The rOtring 600 has a relatively pencil-like design. According to rOtring, the bumpy edges of this pen is to stop the pen from rolling off the table when using another pen, which will definitely end really badly. The grip is a roulette or no grip depending on what you call it. One interesting fact about this grip is that it feels quite slippery despite being a roulette grip, compared to the Staedtler 9535 series, which has a rather aggressive grip. This one feels much more soft. That doesn't mean that it doesn't have grip, as it feels as if the little grains of the grip are sticking onto your fingerprints, if that's what you call it. On the side, rOtring 600 0.5mm is painted, making it really easy to identify what diameter of lead you are using. Speaking of which, the hardness display window at the top of the pen is a must-have for anyone who drafts, as you can know immediately the hardness of the lead without careful examination. Above it is the classical red ring, which is the English meaning of rOtring. The knot cap has a little hole on top, and I speculate that it is to not restrict airflow for when somebody accidentally swallows it. Finally, there's the 4mm lead sleeve. Very clear sight and nothing bad to say. One thing I have to say is that this pen is very heavy. Even if I might have big hands, this pen being relatively narrow makes it feel really heavy to write in because of the metal insides and the brass body. After all, it is still a drafting mechanical pencil, so I won't expect much from the capability to write words, but rather from the little effort needed to move this pen around on a sheet of paper, which is what drafting is, I think. Comment below if I'm wrong because I would really love to know. Now for the much awaited sound test and my personal rating for the rOtring 600. For the grip, I'll give it a 3 out of 5. The roulette grip is not very bad, but I don't really like how thin the pen is. It kind of makes the pen hard to grip, so the grip is kind of mid for writing words. But for drafting, it's really decent. I would give the feel a 5 out of 5, the max score. As you can hear, the sound is really thocky in a way, and it feels as if you are holding a heavy-duty machine. This is mainly because of the metal tube on the inside as well as the brass body. The design is really optimal for drafting, so I will have to give it a 4. If I'm really honest, I like the design of the 9535 more. But this still looks sturdy and cool, so this design could be for some people. The 4mm lead sleeve really shatters the durability score paired with the heavy body. There is a high probability of the lead sleeve to bend when dropped, so make sure to keep it in a safe place. The capability of the pen is a 3. It is clear that this pen was made for drafting, but the heavy grip with the thin body makes it a heavy boy to write with. It is fabulous in some areas, but mid in others. Finally, the overall score. My personal score for the rOtring 600 is a 4. The pen really picks its owners, as it can be amazing for some people, but not so for others. I would definitely advise you to try it out at a store nearby so you can make a clear decision rather than blindly spending your $30 on a pen that you might not even like. Now, the final question comes down to, should you buy the rOtring 600? The answer is fairly complicated. Yes and no. If you want a reliable and cool drafting mechanical pencil, then definitely yes. But if you are looking for something more easy to write with and less hardcore, there are many other options to choose from instead. This is why I always advise you to check it out in real life and write with it yourself. However, if you want to buy it online, the link will also be in the description, so feel free to do so as well. I personally really like this pen despite it being quite hard to write with because it has such a good feel that it is probably the best feeling pen in my collection. Anyways, thank you so much for sticking around until the end. Make sure to rate this video and subscribe, as well as press the notification bell while you are at it. And finally, have a great rest of the day, and I will see you next time. Bye!